moved in at Copley Square.
You know, Michael, you showed that picture before of the beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not kidding. Our entire newsroom was outside with little kids taking pictures.
It made me so
gorgeous.
happy as a meteorologist because I was waiting for it. Like, here comes the sun, here it comes. And to see everyone so excited as I was.
It's stunning.
It's nice to nerd out at the end of a storm, isn't it?
We finally got nerdy with Michael. It's about
high heels. That was
and you know,
fun.
it really was a beautiful snow, except for the fact that it's so heavy and it's weighing on those limbs, and we have so many power outages. But some parts of New England completely missed out, and it's where you wouldn't expect it. Look at northern Vermont right now. I mean, you're going to have to cut the grass because it's green right now in northern Vermont. So really a stark contrast between what we have there and in most of southern New England. But do note the cooler conditions in northern Vermont because that will be seeping farther south over the course of the night. So any of the slush or that heavy wet snow that you haven't cleaned up now or in the next hour or so will start to freeze and create slick spots through the nighttime hours. And most of us are done with the snow. We had that beautiful sunset in many cases, but we still have some bands of snow right near the coastline. So let's zoom in a little bit. While the outer Cape is now into lighter snow along with Nantucket, that won't last because we have one more punch of snow as this winds down right now, stretching from places like Fairhaven and New Bedford, stretching up towards Lakeville, Plimpton, and Plymouth involved in this heavy band of snow. Southern end of Route 3 is certainly seeing reduced visibility at this time. The back edge is about near Weymouth, Hingham, and Hull. Scituate still squarely in the heavy snow, but not for long. Look how quickly it will shut off. On the North Shore, it's very similar. Rockport, heavy snow. Gloucester, it's lighter snow, and then basically nothing once you get towards Salem. It's a steady progression as this dissipates. Still seeing the snow wind down near Portland, the mid-coast, heavier snow reserve now for down East Maine. But remember, those power outages will continue. In fact, they're climbing right now because the snow is settling and still cracking some of the branches. This area right here, especially hard hit. Over 100,000 customers without power in Massachusetts right now, and some communities are seeing 75 to 90% of the town without power. Salisbury, the latest one to be hit by that. So here's the exit of the snow over the next 1 to 2 hours, even in far eastern Massachusetts and in Maine. In its wake, the clearing works in, the cold moves in too, and that will leave us with some slick spots for tomorrow morning when we wake up to temperatures in the teens for the most part. It's a nice recovery, though, tomorrow. Clouds will increase, yes, but temperatures will rebound to around 40 degrees in southern New England. We'll have 30s in northern New England and some snow showers and squalls, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, as a cold front nears. That front will cross late Saturday into early on Sunday, bringing colder conditions for the second half of the weekend in northern New England, but in southern New England, we're again in the 40s, doing some melting. So at least unlike last year, it's not like it's a deep freeze yet. High pressure in control for the weekend. That's why it's quiet. There's maybe a snow shower or a squall in northern New England as this cold front moves in, allowing the cold air to gradually follow it. High pressure in the cold stays locked in next week. I point that out because already on Monday, another major storm somewhere off the coastline. Just like the past couple of days, though, where that storm tracks will be key. The trend with the past couple has been for these to kind of bend left and send the heavy precipitation right towards us. That's a distinct possibility next week. And with chilly high pressure to the north, that would potentially mean snow sometime Monday or Tuesday. And there's actually a couple of systems to watch offshore. So even though your weekend is very quiet, I want to caution you that you need to keep up with the forecast because we will be fine-tuning the Monday and Tuesday forecast and thoughts very much so over the next few days. It does turn chillier next week and then downright cold next weekend. The following weekend, that is, just in time for Valentine's Day. So enjoy the quiet weekend, but please keep in touch with the forecast because there will be ramifications early next week, and it may impact the primary in New Hampshire, too. Chris and Christy, more coming up next half hour.